Welcome to the School of the Lost Tribes. Your charity helps generate the lessons needed to seal the chosen before the destruction. James 3:1. Be not many masters teachers, knowing that we shall receive the greater condemnation. Teaching is restricted and weighty. Scripture does not encourage everybody to run ahead as a teacher. For dummies, why many start teaching and then fall away? James 3:1. My brethren, be not many masters, knowing that we shall receive the greater condemnation. James is giving a serious warning, not a suggestion. When he says, be not many masters, he is talking about teachers, those who step up to instruct others in the word. The warning is this: not everyone should rush to become a teacher, because teachers are held to a higher level of judgment. Why? Because when you teach, you are not just responsible for yourself. You are responsible for everyone you influence. If you teach incorrectly, mislead people, or live hypocritically, the judgment on you is heavier. So this verse is not discouraging teaching. It is warning that teaching requires fear, discipline, accuracy, and endurance. Now connect that to what we see. Many men come into this truth, gain knowledge, get excited, and quickly try to become teachers. They start camps, they speak boldly, they gather followers, but they were never fully built, never fully disciplined, never fully rooted. They wanted the position, but not the weight that comes with it. So what happens? Pressure hits, correction comes, responsibility increases, temptation rises, and they fall. This is why so many leave, not because the truth is wrong, but because they were not prepared to carry it. Parable of the Weeds, Matthew 13:24-30. The kingdom is compared to a field where good seed was planted. But while men slept, an enemy came and planted weeds among the wheat. When both began to grow, they looked similar at first, but over time, the difference became clear. The servants wanted to remove the weeds immediately, but the instruction was to let both grow together until the harvest, when the separation would be made. This explains exactly what you are seeing. When this truth spreads, not everyone who steps up is genuine wheat. Some are unrooted, immature, prideful, self-driven. At first they look the same. They teach, they speak, they wear the image, but over time, their fruit exposes them. Some leave because they couldn't endure correction. They couldn't handle pressure. They loved the world more. They wanted position, not responsibility. They were weeds among the wheat. And the Most High allows it? Because the separation does not happen immediately. It happens over time. Example, real-life application. A man comes into the truth. He learns fast. He starts teaching within months. People listen to him. He gains confidence, but he has no discipline behind the knowledge. He is not consistent. He is not stable. When correction comes, he gets offended. When pressure builds, he withdraws. When temptation comes, he falls back into old habits. Eventually, he disappears, or worse, he turns against the truth he once taught. What happened? He tried to be a master without being built. Why they didn't endure? They did not count the cost. They did not understand the weight. They did not develop discipline. So when the reality of the walk hit, they collapsed. Because teaching is not about talking. It is about living, enduring, and being judged at a higher level. Final warning. Not everyone who teaches is approved. Not everyone who starts will finish. Not everyone who looks like wheat is wheat, and time will reveal it. Final word. Many rush to teach, but few are built to endure, and those who cannot endure will be exposed. So before a man desires to teach, he better examine himself, because once you step into that role, the judgment increases. Only true disciples can teach the gospel of the kingdom, because disciples are chosen, appointed, and given understanding. They are rare, and not all Israel are teachers or able to comprehend the mysteries of the kingdom. Your kingdom file says plainly, that the mysteries of the kingdom are not given to everyone, but only to those to whom it is given by divine revelation, and that others hear the word of the kingdom and do not understand it. It also says Jesus limited the proclamation of the kingdom to the disciples sent to the lost sheep of the house of Israel, and that the means of entering is given only to those appointed. Main thesis. A man is not a teacher of Christ merely because he is Israel, hears scripture, or claims belief. A true disciple is one whom Christ chooses, appoints, and gives understanding. Because the mystery of the kingdom is not open to all, true teachers are rare. Core passage chain. John 15:16. Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you and ordained you. This is the foundation. A disciple is not self-appointed. Christ chooses and ordains his own. So teaching authority begins with his choosing, not man's ambition. Matthew 13:11. Because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. This is your strongest kingdom text. Jesus did not say everybody can grasp the mystery if they just read enough. He said it is given to some and not given to others. Your file makes this exact point and says that those to whom it is not given hear the word of the kingdom and do not understand it. Matthew 10:5-7. Go not into the way of the nations, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And as ye go, preach, saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Not everyone was sent. The disciples were sent with a defined commission. Your file stresses this limitation and asks why Jesus restricted this preaching to Israel. That supports your point that the commission to teach was not universal, even within the gospel setting. 2 Peter 1:10-11. Give diligence to make your calling and election sure. This shows discipleship and kingdom entrance are tied to calling and election, not mere profession. Your salvation file and kingdom file both connect this verse with entrance into the everlasting kingdom. 1 Corinthians 12:29. Are all apostles? Are all prophets? Are all teachers? Paul's questions expect the answer no. So even among the people of God, all are not teachers. All Israel are not teachers. 1 Corinthians 12:29 is a rhetorical question, meaning the answer is already understood. Not everyone has the same role. When it says, are all apostles, are all prophets, are all teachers, the clear answer is no. This verse is teaching that within the body, there are different functions and responsibilities, and not every man is called to teach publicly or lead in the same way. However, this is not an excuse for inactivity. It is a clarification of roles, not a permission to do nothing. Many misunderstand this and say, I'm not a teacher, so I don't have to do anything. But that is completely wrong. Even though not all are apostles, prophets, or teachers, every man is still required to serve, support the work, show charity, and produce fruit. The body only functions when each part contributes, and if a man refuses to take part in any role, he is not functioning within the body at all. The true meaning of this verse is simple. Everyone has a role, but not everyone has the same role. Yet all are expected to contribute in some way. If a man is not teaching, he should be helping. If he is not leading, he should be supporting. If he is doing nothing at all, then he is not operating within the body, but standing outside of it as a spectator. And that is where the danger lies, because not being a teacher does not remove responsibility. It only shifts the form of service required. For dummies, if you're not teaching, then what are you doing? Let this be a serious warning to Israelite men, because many of you are comfortable and don't even realize the danger you're in. Not every man is called to be a teacher, that is true. Not every man is meant to stand up and break down scriptures publicly. But if you believe teaching is not your calling, then you better pray, seriously pray, that you are part of the multitude that will be saved, because the scriptures already show that men will barely make it. So ask yourself honestly, if you're not teaching, then what are you doing? Because sitting back, watching, consuming, and doing nothing, that is not a role. Many of you spend hours watching lessons. You watch breakdown after breakdown. You listen to teachers. You take in knowledge. You sit at the table of Yahweh and eat. But what have you given back? You don't support the work. You don't contribute. You don't help physically. You don't serve in charity. You just consume. That is dangerous, because you are benefiting from the labor of others, the prophets, the teachers, the ones sacrificing their time, their energy, their lives to feed you, and you give nothing in return, not even structure, not even consistency, not even a routine to support the work. And you think that's okay? Number. You are in danger. Because you are eating from a table you are not helping sustain. You are receiving knowledge, correction, warning, truth, and doing nothing with it, even when it is given freely. That is a problem, because Yahweh is watching what you do with what you receive. The widow's offering. Remember this: a poor widow came and gave 2 small coins, almost nothing in the eyes of men. But the Messiah said she gave more than everyone else. Why? Because she gave what she had. She didn't say, "I don't have enough. It's too small to matter. I'll wait until I'm better off." She gave. And many of you don't, not because you can't, but because you won't. You lack charity. You say you believe. You say you support the truth. You say you follow. But your actions show no charity. And charity is not optional. It is part of the walk. If you are not teaching, you should be supporting. If you are not leading, you should be serving. If you are not speaking, you should be helping. But many of you are doing none of that. You have no role, and that is the problem. You are not teaching. You are not serving. You are not supporting. So what are you doing? Just watching? Just listening? Just agreeing? That is not enough. You are accountable for what you receive. Every lesson you hear, you are accountable. Every breakdown you watch, you are accountable. Every correction you receive, you are accountable. You cannot say, "I didn't know," because you were fed. Final warning. If you continue like this, you are in danger of being counted out, not because you didn't have access, but because you did nothing with it. Final word. If you eat from the table of Yahweh and give nothing back, you are not serving. You are consuming, and consumers don't endure. So examine yourself. If you're not a teacher, become a servant. If you're not leading, support the work. If you're not speaking, show charity, because men will barely make it. And if you don't find your role, you may not make it at all. For dummies. You're just a spectator, and spectators don't get saved. Let this hit you directly, because many of you are comfortable in a position that will destroy you. You are not a worker, you are a spectator. You sit, you watch, you listen, you agree, but you do nothing. And you think that's enough. You think because you hear the word, because you understand breakdowns, because you nod your head in agreement, you are part of the work. But you're not. You're just watching. And the Messiah already made this clear. Luke 10:2. The harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. The problem is not lack of truth. The problem is lack of workers. And you are proving that because the field is ready. John 4:35. Lift up your eyes. The fields are ripe for harvest. There is work to be done right now, people to reach, truth to spread, support to give, but instead, you sit. You don't see yourself correctly. You think, "Oh, I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm taking it in," but you're not producing anything, and that's a problem, because Matthew 13:38. The field is the world. The good seed are the children of the kingdom. You are supposed to be seed that produces, not someone sitting on the sidelines. You were chosen to produce, not watch. John 15:16. I chose you and appointed you to go and bear fruit. Read that carefully. Appointed to bear fruit, not to observe, not to spectate, not to consume endlessly, to produce. So where is your fruit? You are not working with Yah. 1 Corinthians 3:9. We are laborers together with God. Laborers, workers, builders, not watchers. But many of you have turned this truth into entertainment. You watch lessons like shows. You consume breakdowns like content. You treat truth like information instead of responsibility. You want the harvest, but won't sow. 2 Corinthians 9:10. He will multiply your seed and increase the harvest. But here's the problem. You're not sowing anything. No support, no charity, no effort, no consistency. So what harvest are you expecting? You want reward without contribution. That is not how this works. You are growing weary because you never committed. Galatians 6:9. Let us not grow weary in well-doing. That applies to workers. But you're already tired, and you haven't even started, because spectators burn out fast. They don't have purpose. They don't have structure. They don't have responsibility, so they drift. You lack patience because you lack work. James 5:7. The farmer waits for the precious fruit, but the farmer, pointing right index finger plants, waters, works. You watch, and then wonder why nothing is growing. Final truth. You are not part of the labor. You are watching the labor, and that is dangerous, because when the harvest is gathered, spectators are not counted as workers. Final rebuke. You sat, you watched, you consumed, while others taught, sacrificed, labored, built, and you think you'll receive the same outcome? No. Final word. The harvest belongs to the workers, not the watchers. So choose. Stop being a spectator. Stop consuming without producing. Stop watching others do the work. Find your role. Support the work. Produce fruit, because spectators don't endure, and spectators don't get saved. Dear student, I write to you in sincerity and with concern for your walk. If you do not have a true teacher to serve under, you will not gain the full mystery of the kingdom of heaven. A man cannot come into deep understanding by his own pride, nor by tasting from many tables. The true knowledge of Yahweh is learned through order, humility, service, consistency, and charity toward the truth. If you eat from the table of Yahweh, that means you must learn from the teacher he has set over you. But if you are not consistent in charity toward that knowledge, then it shows that you never truly invested in Yah. Instead, you invested in worldly knowledge, worldly approval, and worldly gain. Because of that, the true knowledge of Christ can be removed from you, and you can fall back into spiritual sleep and be cast out. If you are ashamed to promote this truth, or ashamed to be known as an Israelite, then you are not fit to carry this message. What is hidden in your heart will be exposed. The truth is not for the ashamed, nor for those who want the world's acceptance more than Yahweh's approval. If you are afraid of death, afraid of suffering, or afraid of losing your life for the truth, then you are not yet standing in the courage Christ requires. Christ does not call men to cowardice, but to faithfulness. The fearful draw back, but the true disciple stands firm. To shrink back from the truth is to place yourself against the will of God. Therefore, wake up, be steadfast, be faithful, invest in Yahweh, not in this world. Hold fast to the knowledge given to you, walk in charity, remain under true teaching, and do not let the mystery of the kingdom slip from your hands. Only those who endure, who are loyal, and who are not ashamed will remain.